configuration. So this screen is visible to all of you. Depletion mode inverter. Okay. So yes, our subject name is VLSI design, and our today's topic is depletion load inverter detail static characteristics analysis. Right? So uh, so here as a load is used depletion load inverter. So let me start it again to draw the depletion load inverter. Right? So our today's topic is depletion load inverter. Depletion load inverter. In a depletion load inverter, load it is a depletion type MOSFET. N channel depletion type MOSFET. Right? This is our load device. Here it is a drain terminal of load, gate terminal of load, source terminal of load, and this is a bulk terminal of load. Bulk terminal of load. Right? So this is the load device. Load device. Now source terminal of load and the drain terminal of driver, it is a connected and it connect with the V out, right? And the drain terminal of driver MOSFET. Driver MOSFET is NMOS enhancement type. Driver MOSFET is a NMOS enhancement type. This is the driver MOSFET. Driver MOSFET NMOS enhancement type. The gate terminal of driver, drain terminal of driver MOSFET, source and the bulk terminal of driver. So it is fabricated on a here the load is also a NMOS N channel, and the driver MOSFET is also a N channel. So substrate material is a P minus substrate material for the both the inverter. So in P minus it's common, so bulk is connected, both the bulk terminal of depletion and the bulk terminal of the driver MOSFET, it is at common and connected at the ground. So bulk terminal of load MOSFET, bulk terminal of driver MOSFET, and source terminal of the driver MOSFET is connected at ground. Now gate terminal of driver MOSFET connected to source, and we know the threshold of depletion inverter is negative. Threshold voltage of load, here the load is depletion type. Threshold voltage of the load is a negative. Is a negative voltage, right? So our load must operate in a conducting stage as a load of any inverter, right? So for that, here it is a gate to source of load is connect. It is a zero voltage because gate and source is short circuited, so it is a zero voltage. Now let me take the conduct. What is the condition for the load? So condition of any load is should operate in a conducting stage. So gate to source of load must be greater than the threshold of the load MOSFET. Threshold of the load MOSFET. Threshold of the load MOSFET. Now threshold of the load MOSFET is negative, right? And gate to source voltage of the load is zero. So zero is greater than the negative. That means this condition is satisfied, right? So our load is always operate in a conducting stage, either linear region or a saturation region. Linear region or a saturation, right? So load is always operate either in a linear or a saturation region irrespective of output voltage. Here this condition is not dependent on input and output voltage, so it is irrespective of output voltage, is either operate in a linear or a saturation region. right? It never goes into the cutoff because the low threshold voltage of depletion inverter, it is a depletion MOSFET, it is negative, and which is a greater which is a less than the VGS, which is a 0 volt, right? Now let find it what is the operating condition at a different input and output. So gate of driver MOSFET, it is connected at input voltage, and the drain of driver MOSFET, it is connected at the output, right? So uh, here it's have a substrate bias effect. Let's first discuss what is the substrate bias effect. Substrate bias effect. Substrate bias effect. So dear friend, substrate bias effect is whenever the source and bulb connected at a different node. So between the source and bulb, if you have a non-zero voltage between the source to bulb, if the source to bulb have a non-zero voltage, then its a VSB voltage, it affect the threshold voltage of the device. Then this VSB voltage will affect the threshold voltage of the device. So threshold voltage of the any device, right? Threshold voltage of any device, it is the threshold voltage at the zero gate to source, threshold voltage at the zero source to bulb voltage. It is called a VTO without the substrate bias threshold voltage plus gamma root of phi f plus VSB voltage, post bulk voltage minus root of phi f, root of 2 phi. This is the formula to find out a threshold voltage of any device when source and bulb not connected at a common node. Means source to bulb voltage is not tends to 0, right? So in that case, the VT is not is equal to VTO, where the VTO, it is a threshold voltage given in the specification of the MOSFET. So VT is equal to VTO plus these things, right? So whenever the VSB is equal to 0, this term minus 2 pi f minus 2 pi f is equal to 0. So in that case, we'll get the VT is equal to VTO. VTO is a threshold voltage when the source and bulk is source, right? So here we can see in a load MOSFET, source terminal is connected at output and the bulk terminal is connected at the ground. So VSB voltage for the load device, it is V out. S connected at output terminal, bulk is connected at ground, so V out minus 0. So VSB voltage of the load device is equal to V out, right? So threshold voltage of the load device, threshold voltage of the load, it is VTO of the load plus gamma root of 2 phi f plus V out. 2 phi f plus V out, because VSB of load is V out minus root of 2 phi f, where phi f is the Fermi potential of the device. Okay? So VTO of load, it is a VTO load plus gamma root of 2 phi f plus V out minus root of 2 phi f. So we can say the VTO of load, it is a function of V out. VTO of load, it is a function of V out. It is dependent on the out. So this is called a substrate bias effect. Whenever the source and the bulk terminal have a potential, it will affect on the threshold voltage of the device. It is called a substrate bias effect. So load device have a substrate bias effect because source of the load and the bulk of the load is not connected at the common node. Between have some potential, right? So it is called a substrate bias effect. Now let's take about the driver MOSFET. So in a driver MOSFET, source terminal is connected at source and bulk terminal of driver MOSFET connected at the common node, right? So VSB voltage of the driver MOSFET, it is equal to 0. VSB voltage of the driver MOSFET, it is equal to 0, right? So if we substitute this in this equation 1, then we'll get VSB 0. So second term, to root of 2 pi f minus root of 2 pi is cancelled. So we'll get the Vt is equal to Vto. So in this case, we'll get the Vt of the driver MOSFET is equal to Vto of the driver MOSFET. Vto of the driver. So Vt driver MOSFET is equal to Vto of driver MOSFET. That means here do not have a substrate bias effect, right? Because source to bulk potential is 0. So the driver MOSFET do not have a substrate bias effect. And the load MOSFET have a substrate bias effect, and its threshold voltage depend on the Vout voltage. Threshold voltage depend on the source to bulk voltage, right? Now let me see it's in terms of input and output voltage, and we'll find the operating region for the different critical. Our interest is to derive. Our interest is to find out the noise margin, right? So for the noise margin, we require to derive the different critical voltage. So to derive the different critical voltage, right, we should know what is the operating region of the driver MOSFET and the operating region of the load MOSFET. So whatever the from the circuit you can see. So what is the for the load? What is the VGS of the load is equal to 0. What about the VGS of the load? So VDS of the load, if you see the VDS of the load, so drain terminal of load is connected at the VDS and the source terminal of load is connected at Vout. So VDS of the load is equal to VDD minus Vout, and VGS of load is equal to 0. Now what about the driver MOSFET? When a driver MOSFET, VGS of the driver MOSFET, it is equal to input, right? Gate to source of the driver, it is equal to input, because input is given at the gate terminal of the driver, and drain terminal is connected at the output, and source terminal of driver connected at the ground. So drain to source voltage of the driver MOSFET, it is equal to Vout. It is equal to Vout. So VDS of load, it is equal to VDD minus Vout. VDD minus, and for the driver case, VGS of the driver, it is equal to gate is connected at the input and source is connected at the ground. So VGS driver is equal to input, and VDS driver, it is equal to out, right? Now let me find the operating region. So for the different voltage operating region, right? So let me find the operating region. So for the operating region for the load MOSFET, operating region. So for the load MOSFET operating region, right? Load MOSFET never goes into the cutoff because the VGS load is greater than the threshold of the device. Now for the operating region, whenever the VGS of load minus threshold of the load, whenever the VGS of the load minus threshold of the load, it's greater than equal to the VDS of the load, then it is operating in a linear region. So this is the condition for the linear region operating region. Linear operating region condition. VGS load is equal to 0. VT load greater than equal to VDS load. So what is the value of VDS load? It is the VDD minus Vout. VDD minus V, right? So let me generalize find the Vout. What should be the value of Vout? So when Vout is greater than equal to VDD plus threshold of the load, right? This is the condition in terms of Vout for the linear region operating. In that case, load MOSFET operate in a linear region. So whenever the Vout is greater than VDD plus VT load MOSFET operate in a linear. So in short, we can say whenever our output is logic 1, so whenever Vout is logic 1, when we'll get the Vout is equal to logic 1, load MOSFET operate in a linear region. Load operate in a linear region. And whenever Vout is less than VDD plus VT, that means in a logic 0. So whenever Vout is logic 0, load MOSFET operate in a load MOSFET operate. Is it clear? It's very easy to find out the operating region of the load MOSFET. So from this equation we can say whenever output is greater than equal to VDD plus VT load, VT load is negative, so never goes output greater than the VDD. So VT load is negative, suppose negative 2, then 5 minus 2 it will 3. So whenever Vout is greater than 3, our MOSFET operates, right? So in short, whenever the output is logic 1, the load MOSFET operating linear. Whenever output is logic 0, load MOSFET operating. So in that case, we can directly find the operating region of the load MOSFET in a linear or in a saturation. Now similarly, let me find the operating region of the driver. So for the in a driver case, driver MOSFET operating region. Driver MOSFET operating region. So in a driver MOSFET operating region, we know, so whenever the VGS of the driver, if it's a less than the threshold, voltage of the driver, right? Then it is in operate in a cutoff. This is the operating in a cutoff. So in short, VGS of driver is input and it is less than the threshold. So that means whenever input is equal to VOL or the logic 0, so in that case it is the less than the threshold of the driver, so it is operate in a cutoff. Now let's say suppose the VGS is load VGS driver greater than equal to the threshold of the driver. Then it depends, it's operate in a linear or saturation, right? So whenever the VGS of the driver if it's greater than the VT of driver, whenever the VGS of the driver minus of the driver, if it's greater than equal to VGS of the driver, then it is operate in a linear region. So this is the condition for the linear region. So let's substitute in terms of the input and output voltage. So what is the VGS of the driver? It is input. What is the threshold as it is? What is the VDS of the driver? It is a out. It is out. So in short, whenever input greater than output, input is greater than equal to V out plus, then it is in operate in a linear region. And whenever for the saturation region, please unmute your mic. Those who are unmute, please mute your mic. So for the saturation region, exactly reverse condition. So for the saturation region, whenever V input is less than the V out plus V load, then it is operate in a linear saturation. So whenever input is greater than output, driver MOSFET operate in linear region, and whenever the input is less than output, driver MOSFET operate in a saturation. Right? So we remember this for the load MOSFET. Whenever the output is logic 1, load MOSFET operate in linear, and whenever output is logic 0, load MOSFET operate in. For the driver MOSFET operating region, whenever input is greater than output and the VGS is greater than V, then it's operating linear, and whenever the input is less than the V out plus V, the driver. Right? From this condition, let me write the table for all the different critical voltage. What is the operating region of the driver MOSFET and what is the operating region of the load? So let's write the table. So for the input, output voltage, operating region of the driver MOSFET, operating region of the load. So when input is, first let's take the input is less than the threshold. Input is less than the threshold of the driver MOSFET, VTO, VTO of the driver. So whenever input is less than the threshold of the driver MOSFET, means the VOL, input is equal to VOL. At that time it produces the output is a VOH. When input is the VOL, output is the VOH. Here we can see from this transfer characteristics. So when here it is somewhere here the VT of the driver, somewhere here at the point, at this point the VIL, somewhere here it point VIH, and this is when input is maximum, output is minimum VOL, and here it is the VH. So when the input is less than the threshold in this region, it produces the output is the VOH. So output is the VOH. So input is less than the threshold, driver MOSFET operate in a cutoff. Already did. Now what about the load MOSFET? So here output is logic 1. Output is greater than the input and it is a logic 1. So load MOSFET operate in a linear region. When the output is logic 1, load operate in a linear. When output is logic 0, load operate. Let's take the second point at the VIL. What is the operating region when equal to? So when input is equal to VIL, output is still logic 1. It is near about the logic. So output is still a logic 1, near about the VOH. So what is the operating region of the driver MOSFET? So here output is greater than input. So driver MOSFET operate in a output greater than input, driver MOSFET operate in a saturation. And what about the load MOSFET? Load MOSFET operate in a linear region because output is logic 1, output greater than input. So, load MOSFET operating. Now let's take the third point, it is a VIH. When input is equal to VIH, what about the output? When input is equal to VIH, output is logic 0, near about the logic 0. So output is near about the logic 0. So input is greater than the output, so driver MOSFET goes into the linear region, and output is logic 0, so load MOSFET goes. When in last point at the input is VDD or so then output is VOH. When it is VDD, output is equal to VOL minimum. So here input is greater than the output, driver MOSFET continue operating, load MOSFET. So this is the table uh, for the different critical voltage. What is the operating region of the driver MOSFET and the load? So when we derive the VOH, that time VOH is the output voltage. So we have to see in the output where is the VOH, and when the output is equal to VOH, what is the operation of the driver. When we are deriving the VIL, we have to see the VIL is the input voltage. We have to see here in input column, right? And at that time, whatever the operation of the driver. Whenever we are deriving the VIH, we have to see H is the input voltage here, and driver and load uh, driver and load MOSFET operation. And when we derive the VOL, VOL is the output voltage. So in that case, what is the operating region of the driver and load, right? So this is the table which is very much important to derive the different critical voltage. Derive the different critical voltage. Any doubt still? Any doubt in the to identify the operating region of the driver and load? So let me derive the one by one all the critical voltage. Let me derive one by one all the critical, right? So let me derive for the VOH. We derive first the VOH. VOH. So what is the procedure to derivation is we have to see the VOH is the input or output voltage. So according the definition, VOH is the output. So whenever output is equal to VOH, what should be the input? So whenever we want output is equal to VOH, put it tends to 0 for a VOL. Put in that case to VOL or tends to be a 0 voltage, right? That time we get the output, the minimum and output. So when the output is equal to VOH, and here we have seen in a depletion load inverter, whatever both the load MOSFET and driver MOSFET connected in a S4 state, right? So whatever the ID current of the load MOSFET, it is equal to the ID current of the load MOSFET, same ID current passed driver MOSFET will be applied Kirchhoff current law at the output node, whatever the ID of the load, the ID. So ID of the load MOSFET equal to ID of the driver. ID of the load MOSFET is equal to ID current of the driver. Now load MOSFET, when the input is V, output is VOH, load MOSFET operating linear and the driver MOSFET operating cutoff. Load MOSFET operating linear and driver MOSFET operating cutoff. Driver MOSFET operating cutoff. We know the linear region equations. We know how to write the ID region. So for the linear region, it is the Kn. So here the Kn is for the Kn load by 2 into 2 times of VGS load, where VGS load is equal to 0. Let's see right first. VGS load minus load is a function of V out into VDS load minus VDS load plus. This is the equation of any ID linear current. 10 by 2 to VGS minus V into VDS minus VDS plus. What is the cutoff current ID equation is 0. So cutoff current ID is equal to 0. Now let's substitute instead of VGS load in terms of input and output, instead of VDS load in terms of input and output, and then you derive the VOH. You derive a VOH. So we know VGS load is equal to 0 and VDS load is equal to V minus 0. Right? Substitute this value, you will get Kn load by 2 into 2 times of minus load. This is equal to 0, so it is minus V load, and it is a function of V out. So it is a function of V out because it has a substrate bias effect. it is a function of V out, because value of VT load depends on the V out voltage, into VDS, and instead of VDS it is a VDD minus a V out minus VDS no square, so it is a VDD minus V out is equal to 0. ID for the driver MOSFET operating cutoff, so current is equal to 0. Substitute V out is equal to VOH. So from this equation, N load by 2, 2 times of minus load function of VOH VD minus OH minus VD minus VOH no square. Right. So here it is equal to 0. So this is 0 only when this both the term is equal to 0. Subtraction both the term is 0, then answer is 0. So both the term of the subtraction when it's 0, so it's 0 whenever the V minus OH. So VOH is equal to, so VOH for the resistive for the depletion load inverter, it is equal to VDD. VOH for the depletion load inverter, it is equal to, so let me derive the another critical voltage, derive the VOL, derive the another critical voltage VOL. At that time, let's see what is the operating region, because we know the ID of the load equal to the ID of the driver. ID of the load MOSFET, it is equal to ID of the driver. So whenever VOL means the input is logic 0, so driver load MOSFET operating in a saturation region, and the output is logic 0, so input is high, so driver MOSFET operating in a region. Right? So driver MOSFET operating in linear region, load MOSFET operating in a saturation. So we have to write the linear expression of the driver and load MOSFET. So load MOSFET operating in a saturation, so ID of load is equal to ID of driver. So ID of load in a saturation region is N load by 2 into VGS minus V square. So here we can minus of load as a function of V out N square, right, is equal to Kn driver by 2 VGS 2 times of VGS of driver minus TO of driver into VDS of the driver minus VDS of the driver no square. Right? Substitute the value. VGS of the driver is equal to input voltage. VDS of the driver is equal to output voltage. Right? So it can be more simplified. N load by 2 in minus T load is a function of out square equal to N driver by 2 into 2 times of input. So when we are deriving VGS driver is equal to input, but here we are deriving for the V out is equal to V1. So at that time input is equal to VD. So when output is V1, at that time input is VDD. So instead of VGS driver, it's equal to, so V of driver to VGS of driver. So VGS of driver is output, and here we are deriving the output for the VOL. So VGS of the driver is equal to, yes, directly substitute the VOL and equals. So this is the second order equation of the VOL, and here we can solve like VOL square plus VOL plus C is equal to 0, right? And the VT also dependent on the So we can find, if we solve this equation by taking the minus b plus or minus root of b square 4ac 2a by arranging the form of a b a b y square plus b y plus c is equal to, right? And then if you solve, we'll get the two root, one of the root answer negative, so it's not correct option for the v1 value. So correct option for the v1 value, if you solve, we get answer, it is equal to v1, get it is a vdd minus vt of driver minus root of vdd minus v of driver no square b square. Here the b minus root of b square minus 4ac. So it's 4ac, the minus k driver divided by k load, k n driver divided by k n load into magnitude of Vt load as a function of V1. So it is a function of V out no square. Right? This term as it. So if we solve for the V1, we'll get the VDD minus Vt of driver, which is equal to B minus root of B square minus 4s divided by 2a, 2 cancel from the side. So it get the VDD minus of driver minus root of VDD minus VT of driver square minus transconductance ratio. This is called a Kn driver divided by Kn load. So it is called a transconductance ratio into the threshold of the driver MOSFET, which is the function of VOL not square. Magnitude of that. So here VOL, it is you can find from this, right? But for that we require the V load value, and it is a function of VOL, because VT of load is defined as the VT of load in gamma, also given root of 2 pi f plus VSB, plus VSB means the V out, and here V out is equal to V1. So it is dependent on the V1 plus minus root of 2 pi f. Right? So we have to solve the parallel these two equations, and one and so how to solve this parallel, because V1 is dependent on V1. So we have to solve in the iterative methods. So first of all, we have to find out the VT load for the VOL is equal to 0. We have to start, because VOL is a logic 0, so near about the 0 voltage. So we have to start with the VOL is equal to 0. So first value of VOL we have to take it is 0, and we have to calculate the VT load. Right? By taking the first value of VOL, VOL1 is equal to 0, and substitute this value in equation 2 and find the first value of VT load. Substitute this first value of VT load in equation 1 here, and find the new value of VOL. Say it is a substitute this VOL value to in equation 2 to find out the new value of VT load. So we'll get the new value of VT. Substitute this value in equation 1, so we'll get the new value of VOL. Right. Up to how much time we have to do this iterative calculation? So we have to do the iterative calculation up to after the decimal point 2 digit, once we'll get the constant. Up to that we have to do this iterative repetitions, and it will be converged very fast because V1 is tends to 0. So you will this two equation will converge very fast. Any question? Any question? Someone was asking question. What? Why? So listen. So here our VOL, which is from the equation we can see it is a dependent on VOL. VOL upar dependent, right? And this VT load, it is a function of VOL, so it can be equation of VT load is this equation. So how to solve it? How to solve this? So we have to solve using the iterative methods. So in that case, first we have to start taking the VOL is equal to 0. First value of VOL, take it is equal to 0. Substitute this 0 value in equation 2 here. So we will get the first value of VT load, VT load 1. Use this first value of VT load in equation 1 to find out the VOL. So we'll get the new value of VOL. Now whatever the new value of VOL, used in equation 2 to find out the new value of VT load. And then substitute that new value of VT load in equation 1, so we'll get the third value of VOL. So up to how much time we have to do this iterative? We have to do this iteration up to whenever we'll get the VOL answer after the decimal point at 2 digit, and it will converge very fast. If you do the one iteration, your answer it goes near about the final, right? So that is the process to find out VOL. Hope it is clear. Let me move to derive the another critical.
No, sir.
What? What is?
First, I start writing here. I in fact see mind
Yes, correct.
એમાં આપણે
VGS 0 છે ને લોડ નું, VGS લોડ નું 0 છે એટલા માટે.
હા એ તો પછી આપણે
V out એ મલ્ટીપ્લાઇડ માં નથી, એ ફંક્શન છે, એ ડિપેન્ડન્ટ છે. VT it is a dependent on V out છે એટલા માટે. It is not a multiplication of V out, it is a function of V out. Okay. So it is like a f of x. It is f and x are not multiplied. F is a function of x. It is like that. So VT load it depend on V out. So it is a VT load. It is a function of V out. That's why I have written here, because I want to explore here. This is in equation 1 and 2. Hope it is clear.